Have you ever said to yourself, I'm getting interest, I'm getting leads, but not exactly the ones that I want? So your product's good, you're getting some attention, some people are coming to you. You've even sold some before, but you're not getting the leads or the conversations of people that are your ideal client, that are positioned and set and ready to buy. What do? You're in the perfect place. So my name is Monica Michelle with Monica Michelle Marketing. I'm the solutionist marketer, and my team, we assist tiny businesses with setting up daily, routine, systematic marketing plans. And we want to position you where the right leads are coming to you. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. But today we're talking about getting the right leads that you want to come directly to you. How do we go about doing it? So I've had this question come to me quite a few times from some former clients. And I said, I think it's time to record a video for this. So I have a friend who's recently asked me this question as well. Let me pull up her stuff so we can see who she is in case you are in need. And let's see, TJS Publishing House. So TJS Publishing House. She is an awesome publisher, and they're a family-owned business, and they're out here. They've been publishing for many, many years. And the question is, how can I find more of my ideal clients, people that are ready, positioned to purchase? How can I find them and get them to come on? Or how can I find more of them, right? So I want to answer those specific questions for her today. Now, if you have a specific question about marketing that you want me to answer, by all means, drop it below in the comments or reach out to me on any of my social media channels at Monica Michelle S. Let me know what your question is, and maybe we'll record a video for you too. So what we're going to do is start from a broad or a macro or a reoccurring perspective, and then we're going to narrow it down to get more granular. Okay. So the first thing I would recommend doing is setting up ConvertKit referral system. Now, I know you might be like, what in the ham and cheese? Well, ConvertKit has a referral network that they now have access to. I believe I recorded a video about it. If not, we'll be recording another one soon about it, but I'll put the link down below so you can get free access to it. So how does this work? ConvertKit does have a free plan, so you can by all means use this free plan. You don't have to have the paid version of it, but you can log in and you set up a profile that talks a little bit about who you are. You may say sign up so you can get something for free or whatever the case may be. You go into the network and you start following some other people or recommending some other people in the network. What happens is people randomly that are on ConvertKit will go through and say, I wonder if there's some people that I can recommend, and they'll do a random search, and they'll find you because of the information you have in your profile. When they find you, if they like what they see based off of that profile, based off what you're offering, they will recommend you. And they have other programs and other things that you can get plugged into this network, but that's basically how you set your profile up. And once that profile is set up, anytime anybody can recommend you. What does it mean to be recommended on ConvertKit? Let's talk about it. Someone else goes to someone else's page. I say, oh, it's an editor, and I really love that she has a free newsletter that she does. I want to sign up for her newsletter. So I go and sign up for her newsletter. When I hit submit, it says, you have been signed up for the newsletter, but before you go, here's 4 people that she recommends you to check out. And you're one of the ones in the list. So then they're able to read your little profile and they can opt in. So you set it up one time and it's done. You can go and edit it and tweak it whenever you want to, but it's done. So you're getting people's name and email addresses. Of course, it would be nice if you send them an email after the fact and stay in touch with them. But if you don't, it's totally on you. So one of the first things that I would recommend doing is setting up ConvertKit's referral. We'll record a video on it if we don't have one, but I'll put the link down in the comments or in the caption so you can get more details about the program itself and make sure you get signed up at no cost. All right, so that's the first big one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 of these things. This is gonna be awesome. Number 2, network collaboration. So check your network. All the people that you've worked with, whether they're a client or whether they are literally in your network, they're editors that you've worked with, or maybe they are copywriters that you've worked with. Maybe they are other publishing companies that publish different types of books than you do. So connect with them and find ways that you can do collaborations. So the collaborations may be anything from a Facebook Live. You both go live and you talk about the world of publishing and how it's changing, or what are more of the things that you're starting to see. Maybe you're talking to a radio DJ and a DJ host, and they want to interview you because a lot of people that record music may write books. Maybe it's a pastor's network, or I remember there used to be I used to be over a youth leaders group and we had a youth leaders network. So maybe it's connecting with someone in the youth leaders network. In doing so, they have access to a bunch of other youth leaders, people that have knowledge and information, and they may be set to do this. So in return, you're connecting with your network and you're saying, let's go live together. It could be on Facebook, could be on YouTube, could be on Instagram, doesn't matter. Let's go live together and let's just talk about the scenery of publishing. Or let's talk about your book because you wrote a book with my company and I want to talk about the process with you on live so we can say, how did it work? Did you like it? What can we do better? And you're literally just having this live conversation. The benefit is you're in front of their audience and you're in front of your audience. So you're able to expand your network because you're tapping into their network and getting the word out. So that's number 2. Number 3. Now, this one, some people might say this a little crazy, but I've used it for marketing. So I know it can work for publishing. Go on and you have all these publishing companies that have webinars that they do, or they might have Facebook groups or LinkedIn pages. Go to their pages, sign up for their webinars. Not so much as to get the information that they're doing and they're sharing and then turn around and do it yourself. Not to say I'm going to go on their pages and say, buy my publishing package instead of this person's publishing package. Not for that, but to participate in the conversation that is currently happening. So you're participating, you're showing up, you're engaging. And the benefit of doing this is the people that are currently there, everybody's not going to publish with this other publishing company. Some people are going to come and check you out because you seem nice and knowledgeable as well. And when they check you out, they may even get their publishing package from you instead. And then they might have a different style of book. So if that person is publishing only Jesus books and you publish more than Jesus books, then they may say, oh, well, I didn't know she only does, the other publishing company does Jesus books only, and I'm still searching around. Or they might say, I don't like this person's process or how they go about doing things, so I wouldn't mind signing up for your publishing package as well. People typically engage with people that are engaging with them. So if you're engaging on a publisher's Facebook group or on a webinar and people are like, oh, wow, she seems nice, she seems interesting, they're going to come and check you out. And when they do, they may even sign up with yours, because everybody's not meant to purchase everyone's thing, if that makes sense. So just because they're the host of this group, that doesn't mean everybody in that group is going to get a publishing package from them. They may still be shopping around. So that's number 3. Number 4 is what we're doing right here and right now. YouTube, baby. Go ahead and record some YouTube videos. The benefit of the YouTube videos, you want to have the hook. You want to have a wonderful subject. You want to have a nice thumbnail. Once all of that is done and you're walking people through the process, or you're talking about the knowledge of doing it or why you should write a book and all this other stuff, you, in the caption or in the description, give them some details on how to get in touch with you or how to take the next step or the first step, or if they just need to talk or whatever the case may be, whatever you're offering them to come and have that conversation. In doing so, what happens is people use YouTube as like Googler almost, right? They say, well, I'm looking for this and I want more information, or I want to learn about the process, or I'm trying to get comfortable with it. Then they can go to YouTube. The video could be 5 years old. It could just be a day old, but they will find you based off of your keyword search and all the other wonderful things that you're putting on there. So I would absolutely recommend recording several videos and having them up so people can find you and see and learn that you're knowledgeable and that you know what you're talking about and that you know what you're doing. You can even record a video about 10 reasons why you shouldn't publish your own book, or 5 mistakes that every person makes whenever they try to publish their own book. So it can literally be this space where you're educating people on, this is not where it's at to try to do it by yourself. And when you're ready to take the next step, you can connect with me. So that will live on forever. It can play in the background as you're doing other things. All right, the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, your webinar. Set up a reoccurring webinar. Do the same webinar. You can do it once a month. Some people say be aggressive with it and do it once a week, but do a reoccurring webinar. What happens is you can talk about why. You can talk about why publishing, like as opposed to doing it yourself. You can talk about the process of publishing. Maybe that's the route you want to go, but have your reoccurring video that you're doing. And every time you're doing it, at the end of it, you're answering questions. People can sign up for this webinar And when they sign up for the webinar, you're able to get their name and email addresses. So what does that mean? They're interested in publishing, right? So then there's that email campaign of getting them ready and saying, okay, I'm going to be the one. I can help make this thing happen. And even if they don't publish today, they may publish later. And you're going to be the person they go to and think of. Maybe they're not the ones that's going to publish the book, but they have a friend that will. So they're going to refer you out. If they can and they're ready to publish, it's possible that they're ready to publish, but they have no clue on how much it costs. So when you go through your spiel and at the end of it, you can say, book a call if you're ready to go ahead and take the first step. This is the pricing for it, because of course you can go through that as well. You can give them a special thank you for coming to your weekly or your monthly webinar, but do the same webinar over and over. If they're not ready to purchase that day, but they are going to get their information and things together, they'll come back to the next one or the next time when they get their money together. And then they say, okay, I want to work with you. And it also shows that I'm going to be here. I'm putting the information out. Now, what are other ways that you can get the information out? Of course, they're going to tell friends and family. You're going to be posting about it. You're going to be letting people know that you're doing this webinar. But in addition to that, you can do number 6, run paid ads. Now, these paid ads can be $5. Let's just say I'm going to do a $5 ad. I'm going to do $5 every day this week. So that's what? 5 times 5, that's $25. I'm going to pay $25 to run ads this week to a target audience that should be positioned and ready to make the purchase. And on the last day, we're going to do the webinar. Everyone who signed up, if I get at least one person to buy, right? I spent $25 to get one person to buy a publishing package. Pretty cool. And the ads can be targeted. So the more you're doing, the more you're understanding your audience and understanding what they're saying and things like that, then you can change and tweak your ad just a little bit every week. So this week I talked to teachers. Well, this week I'm going to be talking to teachers that are pastors. And okay, this week I'm going to be talking to nonprofit leaders because I want nonprofits. But you can tweak it even more than that and get a little bit more in depth. So you can ensure that you're connecting with the people that are ready to buy and purchase. And of course, you can always connect with me or somebody else that can run the ads for you and can help with that tweaking of it and making sure that you're getting the right people to join and sign up for this session that you're going to be having at the end of the week. Now, of course, the more money you pour into it, the better. $5 a day is not bad on your pocket. But if you want to reach more people, you got to pay more money. That's the way the ads work. And oddly enough, what generally happens is people will have the perfect product, but they don't have enough people seeing it. So in return, you can't figure out where the holes are or where you're missing as far as your messaging is concerned, which we're getting ready to get to, the one that's going to really take care of messaging, because it might just be a messaging issue. So we are on number 7, I think. On number 7, honey, this one is the raised hand or opt-in method. What does this mean? What are we talking about? Go on your social media and make a post. And the post is something to get people to opt in to what you're doing. Hey, are you ready to figure out how to publish your first book cheaper than what the big boys are paying? You can even post and say, I did a check and the top 5 publishers are charging this much. On average, publishers charge this much to publish a book. We're below average. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Or we're above average because we charge more because we have a better process. So whatever your opt-in is, it could be raise your hand or let me know if you have a story that's been burning inside of you and you need to get it out, but you haven't figured out the best way to go about doing it. So people comment below. And the first 2 or 3 times you put it up, someone may not opt in, someone may not raise their hand, right? But what happens is the more you fine tune that messaging and that question, then the more likely you're going to get people to respond. And in return, when people respond, here's the goal, which leads into number 8. You got to send them a DM. You got to send them a direct message. You can reply back and say, "Ooh, that's a good story. You need to tell that. Check your DMs." And then you send this person a direct message and say, "So what made you go about doing it? How did you get started? Why did you go through that?" And you can ask them questions and have the conversation to see if they're ready and qualified for publishing. So you started with having them opt in. Once they opt in on this post on your Facebook page or wherever, then you can come over and send them a direct message and have a one-on-one conversation. In the midst of you having this one-on-one conversation, you're able to learn the language that they're using to describe their problem, because you problems that they're experiencing, but you may be using different messaging than what their ears are attuned to. So if they're saying, "I just need to tell people what's going on and I got the money to pay for it, but I don't know how to outline it." Well, on your page, you might say something like, we fine tune your message and we take care of all your editing. Well, that's not how they're talking. So you may need to go through and fine tune your editing or your messaging and then make the offer to them that way. And when you fine tune and edit your messaging to match how they're talking, then you're able to connect better with them. And that, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, connecting with the people that have the issue. Now, with the DMs and having that conversation, DMs can also, they don't have to be tied to the raised hand opt-in method. If you just want to DM people, that's cool. But first, before you DM people, send them, comment on some of the stuff that they're posting. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. This, oh, did you ask how blue is the sky? Well, the sky is super blue. Respond to what it is that they're posting about, and then go to their DMs. And of course, the first question is not going to be, are you ready to publish a book? So that first question may be something along the lines of, wow, that's an interesting story that you have. Wow, have you ever told me? Have you ever thought about writing this down? Oh, I see you're working on your book. Well, when are you going to release it? I see you have an ebook. Why don't you turn that into a published book that you can hold in your hand? Have you ever thought about getting your book in the library? Because the library is not taking ebooks. Okay. So you can have these conversations with them in DMs and lead them through the sales conversation. So it's all about making those connections, using the words and the framing that they're using to actually engage with them and connect back with them. And now, sending people DMs is something that most people don't like doing. It's almost like, school back in the day, picking up the phone and having one-on-one conversations, or knocking on people's doors saying, hey, I'm selling encyclopedias. Let me tell you why your family needs one. A lot of people don't like doing it. But the cool part about it is when you go about doing it that route, then you can connect better with them because you're one-to-one. And because you have that opportunity to connect with them better one-to-one, that you're able to pick up on their language and maybe make a few quick edits to your sales page before you send it over to them. Or maybe you can even book the call from that page so they can get on the call, as opposed to sending them to the site and saying, go book over there. So those are 8 ways that you can go about setting up some finding more of leads that are going to be more qualified and direct for your publishing company. I'm excited to see what you do and what you work out. Again, if you have any questions that are marketing related, drop them below. Let me see what issues you're having, and maybe we'll record a video for you too. Until next time.